Hello everyone and welcome back to my The General Hospital 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At least 3 stories need to end ASAP. Let's talk about some major plots that have gone on long enough and how GH can move forward. For starters, we'd like to see Ava Jerome get her wealth back and escape this broke agony she's wedged in. The Cassadines took back Ava's divorce agreement, which no way made any sense. Indeed, if that were possible, Ava was exactly poor before she got that agreement. Nonetheless, Ava is now being forced to deal with loans, accountant meetings, and budget cuts. The Penns were easily determined to make Ava struggle financially, but it's a silly story and not veritably delightful to watch. Drew Quartermaine and Willow Corinthos' disgusting love is another plot that needs to end as soon as possible. This relationship is arguably what started Drew's downcast curl as a further minatory character, and Willow doesn't look much better since she's a fraud who's letting Drew pull the hair over her eyes. Willow and Drew easily bring out the worst in each other, so we'd like to see a romantic blow-up soon. Drew and Nina Reeves' secret alliances could play a part in driving Willow and Drew piecemeal. So perhaps that stunner will eventually explode and end Willow's relationship. We get that the show has to set the stage for the big reveal of Giovanni Gio Palmieri's true parents, but they really need to move effects along now. It feels like there's been plenitude of build-up, so it's time to get to the good stuff. Scenes are starting to get a bit repetitious when it comes to Lois Cerullo fussing about the Gio secret unraveling. We've also seen further than enough moments between Gio and Brooke Lynn Quartermaine to play up their family connection. Fortunately, effects should protest into high gear. Formerly Dante Falconeri inescapably finds out Brooke Lynn gave his baby up for relinquishment. That disclosure is brewing for Dante whether Brooke Lynn likes it or not. May Reaches might be an excellent occasion for the whole Gio verity to get exposed. Once the buried secret portion of this plot is out of the way, a new story can begin through the fallout. Gio will have to face shocking news and make some prognostications about what his future's going to look like once his world's turned upside down. Several characters could suffer some major life updates soon, so stay tuned. Nina Reeves messed in Drew Quartermaine's safe while Jason Morgan declared Carly Spencer and Jack Brennan's relationship over. Drew offered another memorial of the power he'd over Portia Robinson ahead of the press conference, but he eventually suggested she should consider him a friend. Once Portia was alone, she set up Drew's medical train and sounded to be milling over a new plan. Although Kai Taylor was nervous about the press conference, Trina Robinson gave him a vim talk. Still, Trina latterly bothered to Curtis Ashford about Kai being too trusting of Drew. Drew gave Kai the rundown of how the press conference would go before Councilman Ezra Boyle popped up. Ezra met Kai before speaking intimately with Drew about the beachfront and his disapprobation of Laura Collins principally siding with Sonny Corinthos. Back with Kai, he got a warning from Curtis about Drew making empty pledges. Kai questioned whether he should go through with the press conference, but Curtis just wanted him to stay on guard. The press conference eventually went well, so Kai earned praise and sounded like he was starting to consider a career in politics. Jordan Ashford also had a run heft with Ezra, which led to her complaining to Curtis about him being muddy and going after Laura. In Carly's sanitarium room, she had an agony about all the Bain drama before waking up to find Lucas Jones was there. Lucas blustered about Brennan putting Carly in peril, but Carly defended him and criticized what happened on Valentine Cassadine. Next, Willow Corinthos stopped Nina's attempt to show her real estate rosters since she'd decided she didn't want the new house Nina was offering. Willow stood her ground on moving in Drew's place with the kiddies, but Nina remained upset about the consequences. Nina stressed Michael Corinthos could be pushed too far and that Willow would lose her children, but Willow felt confident about avoiding a guardianship feud. Latterly, Nina used the spare crucial Willow gave her to slip back in Drew's house, where she broke in his safe and started digging through it. In Alexis Davis's office, she spoke to Christina Corinthos Davis about Valentine wanting her to serve as his attorney. Ava Jerome ultimately showed up hopeless for a loan from the Cassadine estate, but Christina advised Alexis wouldn't give a song to the woman who killed her grandchild. Alexis couldn't help Ava, who eventually refocused out that Christina was acting illogical and pushed her mama to see that. At Elizabeth Baldwin's place, she wound up puffing Lucky Spencer's neck since he fell asleep on her uncomfortable settee. Liz also suggested that Lucky should sleep up in the bedroom coming time, so they participated a close moment over feeling commodity real for each other. Subsequently, Christina opened up to Lucky about Sunny's heart problems and all the drama with Ava. Lucky principally suggested that Christina's son wouldn't want her holding a grudge, but Christina couldn't let it go. Once Liz made it to work, she got updates on Lucas' encounter with Marco in Miami. Back with Ava, she paid Portia a visit in her office. Portia suggested about Drew only allowing he the upper hand and kept gaping over at his medical train. Jason met with Valentine in the interrogation room, where he offered an unborn favor in exchange for everything Valentine knew about Brennan. Valentine refocused out that he'd no way seen Brennan be vulnerable until last night. Brennan preliminarily only watched about the WSB, but he nearly killed Valentine because of Carly. Valentine also suggested that Brennan might still be running the WSB and that his lower position might be a cover. After all, lowly station chiefs don't generally order massive drone strikes. Since Brennan was a man who got what he wanted, Valentine made a vaticination about him getting Carly, that's unless Jason decided to take action. Once Jason came blowing back into Carly's room, she wasn't in the mood for another lecture. Jason snapped that Brennan and Carly were done before declaring that she couldn't go near him again since her life depended on it. Alexis showed up to see Valentine. Although Valentine knew freedom was off the table, he'd commodity he wanted Alexis to do for him. Valentine will fill Alexis in on his request soon, so stay tuned for news on what he's hoping for. Valentine Cassadine has been dodging the law like a pro, but the ploy is eventually over. He's headed straight for a captivity cell, and just when you allowed. The drama couldn't get any tippler. It turns out he'll be lodging near a familiar face, his miscarrying whoreson, Nicholas Cassadine. Yep, the Dark Napoleon of Ladle Island is formerly doing time for holding a pregnant Esme Prince hostage at Windmere, and now these two Cassadine bad boys might just team up behind bars. Is this a match made in heaven or a form for total chaos? Valentine has been on a wild lift, juggling secrets, schemes, and a whole lot of adversaries, looking at you, WSB Chief Jack Brennan. But his rearmost plot to outwit his foes has landed him in bind, and the PCPD isn't playing around. Police Commissioner Anna Devane might have tried to keep him out of the slammer, but indeed her pull has limits. Now, Valentine is trading his acclimatized suits for an orange jumpsuit, and captivity life is about to get a Cassadine-sized upgrade. Enter Nicholas, who has been stewing in lockup ever since his deranged stint at Windmere. Holding Esme in turn was peak Nicholas madness, and while he's paying the price, he's still got that Cassadine cunning stewing beneath the face. Could Valentine's appearance be the spark he needs to reignite his game? Picture this: two Cassadine engineers, locked up together, conniving their coming move. Nicholas has the charm and the grudge against half of Port Charles, while Valentine has the smarts and a laundry list of scores to settle. An alliance could mean big trouble for the outside world. Are they colluding to bust out, take down their adversaries, or rebuild the Cassadine conglomerate from behind bars? Laura Collins will be clinging her plums if these two start brooding in the jail yard, and Sonny Corinthos might need to watch his reverse if their plans slip onto the thoroughfares. Will this cooperation hold, or will Cassadine family fidelity deteriorate under the weight of their self-esteem? Nicholas and Valentine have no way been besties, too much bad blood and power plays. Still, captivity could come a battlefield, with guards caught in the crossfire, if they turn on each other.